So, Kwekutiming is standing by with the very latest in business. Be very disability friendly as we mark World Disability Day. Go out there and help someone. Kwekutiming is already here with the very latest in business. Kweku, I have someone who is who is disabled in my class, and he's brilliant. I go to him, especially the math calculations. Do you know any, and how do you relate to them?
Well, I let me give the second part first. I think I'd relate to them just like I'd relate to any other individual. Absolutely. And for me, for every business, it should be part of their responsibility to employ people living with disabilities to occupy certain positions. I think every business should make it a point to do that employment.
I agree with you.
As
Fantastic.
an HR policy.
All right, then.
All right, so we're talking business straight away. My name is Kwekutiming. Let's move into details as the Institute of Statistical, Social and Economic Research ISE has engaged residents of the Central Region on issues pertaining to the state of the economy. This follows the launch of the State of the Ghanaian Economy Report 2013.
The director of ISE, Professor Felix Asante, in an overview of the 8th chapter report, highlighted some global economic developments and Ghana's economic performance in 2013. He noted that Ghana's economic growth remains fairly resilient in the face of the global recession, though the rate has been declining since 2011.
Our growth compared to other countries is better than the average for sub-Saharan Africa, but still there are problems in the country. Unemployment, fiscal deficits as a result of our high wage bills. We have electricity challenges, and our macro indicators in 2014 was a little off track.
A senior research fellow at ISE, Dr. Robert Dakon Osei, said the only way of keeping the people of Ghana well informed about the economy is by being truthful.
The issue is not us telling you, everybody else, what the economy is and how it is actually behaving. The issue is about listening to others in terms of views on what policy measures will best serve the country.
Head of the Economics Department at the University of Ghana, Professor Peter Kwati, expressed worry about the way issues about the economy are attended to.
Once people understand and appreciate what the policy statements are in the budget, they will then react appropriately. But where you have a policy and people misconstrue the policy, then they will take counter reaction which might not even be favorable to the government.
In other stories, Finance Minister said Tekpe has cleared the air on what the proceeds from the Eurobond was used for. Contrary to earlier assertions by his two deputies that the proceeds of the Eurobond is being used to finance massive infrastructural development, Tekpe said a greater part was used for debt servicing. The 2015 budget highlights key policy interventions aimed at maximizing revenue while controlling expenditure. Finance Minister Tekpe in the 2015 budget statement mentioned the introduction of special petroleum tax of 17.5%, and this has generated immense public interest. Other new policies mentioned include the introduction of VAT for fee-based financial services, the 5% VAT on commercial real estate, and the extension of the special import levy of 1 to 2% to 2017. At a post-budget briefing in Accra, Finance Minister Tekpe said there was the need to explain the relevance of the 2015 budget to the business community.
Government is not the largest employer, it's the totality of private business and everybody. They generate jobs, they produce the goods, they import, they export, and therefore it's very important, particularly for this function, PricewaterhouseCoopers does it annually, for us to patronize it and to share.
He used the opportunity to clear the air on what the Eurobond proceeds was used for.
We use so much, to take off bonds. That's the majority, the 3-year bond.
AGI President James Asare said the 2015 budget overlooked various concerns of industry, and this is likely to affect growth in the coming year.
We do not see what exactly government is doing to ensure that, the high interest rate between 30 and 85%, more or less, is brought down. Now, secondly, let us also understand that if government is borrowing at 25% plus, through the treasury bills, definitely, the private sector will be crowded out. Let me also mention again that what are some of the key stimulus activities that will just go to grow industries.
All right, it's time for us to move into the energy sector. And here, the Volta River Authority's thermal plant at Aboase will generate electricity at full capacity. That's around 550 megawatts by the end of December 2014, and that's according to the Ghana Gas. The Ghana Gas infrastructural project, which commenced operations last month, November 2014, is currently processing and making available to the VRA thermal power plant approximately 32 to 35 million standard cubic feet of lean gas, enough to support the generation of about 130 to 140 megawatts of electricity from the Aboase complex out of the maximum 550 megawatts currently possible. According to Ghana Gas, it intends to revamp up to gas production for about 60 mmsed to the target flow of about 120 megawatts. That's the full complement of the gas requirement at Aboase and sufficient for the generation of about 550 megawatts of electricity by the end of December 2014. So enough gas getting to the Aboase thermal plant just after December. Now, this, the company says, is subject to the issuance of the requisite permits from the Energy Commission and the Petroleum Commission to allow the company to process and transport gas of about 60 mmsefd. Now, these were contained in a statement signed by the board chairman of Ghana Gas, Dr. Kwesi Botri, which further stated that as of Monday, December 1, 2014, activities and processes have been sufficiently stabilized and processing steadily ongoing. Ghana Gas expects that the pace of commissioning will continue to be consolidated over the next 2 weeks. All right, so that's about it for business this afternoon.